And so we're back for game 2 here. Now Andy, I think, would have sideboarded in his Anger of the Gods. He's got 3 hostilities in the sideboard, and even at Elspeth, I would possibly go in against all those big creatures. However, Elspeth doesn't really help, I suppose, against the Hornet Queen.
Yeah.
But you're hoping your Anger and your end hostilities can help deal with that, I suppose.
And he's got 4 disdainful strokes, which are pretty good in this matchup. But I'm not sure how much of the control-y elements he wants to bring in when he's on the play. I'm not sure if he wants to be a really aggressive deck or to kind of slow down a bit.
Now I know Andy's only been playing with this deck for about a week,
Yeah.
I think. He played it last standard after having it for only a few hours. And so he's only had it for about a week. And I was speaking to him later in the night, and he was saying that it's just got so many lines to play that even having it only for a week is just so tough to figure out what you're going to do and when you're going to do it.
Yeah. We see Andy a Lightning Strike and Air of the Wilds from Barker, which I think is something that Andy might not have expected to see. It seems a little bit out of place in Barker's deck, though it's obviously very good.
And
I haven't seen his deck list either, so I don't know everything that he's playing.
And the nice full picture Air of the Wilds as well. So
it's the game day promo.
Now Andy's come out here with a Jeskai Ascendancy nice and early.
Yeah.
Before he's actually played any Raise the Alarms or Hordling Outbursts or anything like that. So that's got to help. And I think he just drew the Elspeth.
He drew an Elspeth. He's got a Jeskai Ascendancy in hand. And I think I saw a Raise the Alarm, but I'm not certain.
So did you come out with the Raise the Alarm, or did you come out with the second Jeskai?
I'm not sure. I don't know what the other card in his hand is either, so it's kind of hard to work out from that. And it looks like he's not going to loot.
No, he decided not to loot there.
Yeah, so he must value his hand.
Coming out with the second Jeskai Ascendancy there when Barker's got no board presence whatsoever, I don't think is the worst move in the world, to be completely honest.
It makes all of your later plays get much better, and when you're under no pressure. Though Barker's got a lot of big haymakers in his deck, with Andy has few ways to answer them, so he definitely wants to get something on the board relatively early. There was only 1 land away from the Elspeth.
I was going to say, maybe he's just trying to bide his time to the Elspeth. Did he scry to the top or the bottom?
I'm not 100%.
Here's us cheering for the Jeskai Ascendancy and not talking about Barker's deck at all.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you know the deck list or something close to the deck list. When I didn't actually see Barker play, well, I saw bits and pieces, but so I don't know everything that he's playing. That's an Arbor Colossus, is it?
Once he moves his hand, we'll be able to see.
It definitely is. Got to Raise the Alarm.
Raise the Alarm, you can loot twice.
I'm not sure if he's got the 6th land, but if he doesn't, he definitely wants to find it and slam that Elspeth into play.
Well, you'd think... Oh, did he not loot at all?
No, he didn't loot, mate. He must have the land. I definitely feel like you want to loot often for when you draw treasure cruises. If you draw a treasure cruise with no cards in your graveyard, or a few cards in your graveyard, it's very hard to get a lot of value.
So it looks like we've got a Jeskai Charm, an Elspeth, and an End Hostilities in Andy's hand. Definitely an End Hostilities in there.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going to come in for the 2 and then End Hostilities to get rid of the Colossus.
Possibly. I definitely want to get a lot more value out of the End Hostilities than just that. He's going to Stoke the Flames. So he's going to start racing.
Yeah, so he's attacked. Barker's blocked. He's stoked the Flames to pump both his guys.
So there'll be 3 3s.
And the extra 4 from the Stoke the Flames to the Arbor Colossus?
Yeah.
That's if he decides to loot twice.
Oh, he doesn't have to loot to get the pump.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, you always get the pump, and then you can choose to loot or not.
Although it looks like Barker didn't block at all.
Yeah, he might have just taken he just took the damage. He's gone down to 9.
So he took 6 from the 2 raise the alarm tokens, and the 4 straight to the head.
Yep.
Interesting.
So Andy's definitely trying to race. So it looks like his hand is just end hostilities
And Elspeth. And he's missing on that 6th land as well.
I definitely think when he raised the alarm, I would have tried to find an untapped land. Playing Elspeth onto the board then to kill the Arbor Colossus would have been pretty good. I'm not sure how Barker comes back when Elspeth starts making tokens, especially with the Jeskai ascendancy.
Well, even if Elspeth comes out next turn, she pumps the 2 tokens up to 3, then kills everything with 4 and greater, and he can attack 3 for 6. Depending on what Barker does this turn, of course.
But he's still got to find the land. I can see Andy doesn't want to discard the end hostilities because then he'll lose the Hornet Queen. So, and then he wants to keep the Elspeth, obviously, because that's how he's going to win this game.
Yeah, but Barker's 1 mana short, even with the Shrine Snicks out there, only produces 3 of getting the Hornet Queen
so
itself.
So we've still got another turn to try and get Elspeth down before the Hornet Queen, and then you can end hostilities after, if that's what Barker has in hand. I haven't seen his hand. And there's land number 6. I'm not sure what Barker's got with 6 mana untapped.
And not playing anything.
Yeah, but he was just planning on monstrosing the Arbor Colossus.
Could be a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah, that looks like it might be Hero's Downfall in his hand. He's got a Llanowar Waste, a Nykthos.
And there's Andy just explaining what he's stacking there, I think.
Yeah.
And he's sort of at least looting once here. And he's deciding between a Stoke, I think, and end hostilities. Decides to pass on the end hostilities.
Yeah.
He thinks he can
Burn him out.
Burn him out and end the game now.
He discards a Battlefield Forge.
Yep, destroys all creatures with power 4 or greater.
Yep, attacks for 6.
Attacks for 6. Will he just show him the Stoke now?
Barker's got to try and gain some life.
There's the Hero's Downfall. I think Barker's actually on 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, he went from 9 to 3.
So they forgot to move the dice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We're going to train these players a little better, I think.
I told him. Though I did forget later as well. So Polokranos.
Although with Barker on 3, I don't think it's going to matter so much.
He'll die to the Stoke the Flames. I don't think he's got any way to gain any life.
And so this game has worked out quite well for Andy. I mean, we're presuming he's going to win this game too anyway. But it's actually worked out quite well for him. His deck's come out very strongly.
Yeah, the 2 early Jeskai ascendancies with Barker having no pressure, no ramp. It's gone a long way.
And there's Stoke the Flames. Yep, Barker ends the scoop phase. And we'll be back for game 3 very shortly.